Hello everyone, as you know very well, our chapter is completed, and today we are going to recapitulate this whole chapter. So, the name of the chapter was Getting to Know Plants. That means that we will deal with the plants only in this chapter. So, let's begin. Our first topic was herbs, shrubs, and trees. So, first of all, we have divided the plants into major two categories, and these are flowering plants and non-flowering plants. Okay, so flowering plants, that means a plant whose have flowers onto it, okay, that bears flowers. And non-flowering, that means the plants that does not bear any flower onto it, right? So flowering, that means flowers are present, and non-flowering, flowers are absent. Okay, and next we have classified these plants into three major categories. So let's begin. So the categories were herbs, shrubs, and trees. Okay, so what are herbs, what are shrubs, and what are trees? So students, herbs are very small bushy plants, okay, and next shrubs, these are medium height of plants, okay, and trees are very long in nature. Okay, so herbs that are below your size, and shrubs that are equal to your or your parents height, and trees, these are mostly longer than you. Okay, so the next one we have creepers and climbers. Okay, so students, creepers are the plants that just spread out on the ground. Clear? Like you can take an example of watermelon, right? Strawberry also. And next we have climbers. So climbers are the plants that need support to grow, like they take support of the other, like grapevine and gourd. Clear? Next we have plant system. So in the plant systems, two main system we have: root system and the shoot system. Okay, so root system, that is just below the ground, okay, and shoot system above the ground. Okay, so here is our picture. So shoot system consists of stem, leaf, fruit, flower, and bud, and in the root system only main roots are there. Okay, next we have the root. So main two roots we have: fibrous root and taproot. So look at these pictures carefully. Taproot, it has this main root, and next we have some lateral roots. Got it? And next we have fibrous roots. In the fibrous roots, no any main root is there, means all are main in itself, right? So this is the basic difference. In taproot, only one main root is there, and another we have some lateral roots. And fibrous, it doesn't have any main root, all are main in itself, right? So here functions of roots is there. The main function of the root is to stick the plant in the ground. Okay, and the next point we have, like they help to absorb the minerals and water, and they also prevent soil erosion. Modifications are there. So like they store food for some plants, and even they give some extra support. You can take an example of banyan. Look at this picture carefully. It's a banyan tree, and these are the roots, and these are known as prop roots because they give support to the plant. Next we have the stem. So basic function of stem is to keep the plant upright, right? And even only the stems are there that bears some leaves, flowers, and fruits, and even sometimes buds onto it, right? And they even help to transport the water and minerals, like from roots to the tip of the leaf, right? And even the vice versa. Some modifications are there. Stems are modified to give support. Like look at this picture. These are called tendrils, and they give support to the plant. And even some stems are there, those who store food, like ginger and potato. So yes, ginger and potato are stems, right? They store food in it. So this is the stored food part, and that food we take, correct? Some stems are there that make food for the plant. Okay, so like cactus, so it doesn't have leaves, so that is why nobody is there to make food for it, so its stems perform such function. Next we have the leaf. So check out the parts of leaf. This one, petiole, right? And this is network of veins, midrib. The central part of the leaf is known as midrib, and even another name is for main vein. Okay, and the next one we have lamina. This broad flat part is known as lamina or leaf blade, and next we have these small veins, and these are known as side veins, right? Next we have venation. So venation is generally a pattern of the veins present on the leaf blade. Okay, so this most two types of venation we have, parallel venation and the reticulate venation. So first of all, parallel venation, in which veins are present parallelly, okay, and reticulate, they are present in the crisscross manner, okay, like they can be varied in their forms, right? And so this is parallel and this is reticulate, where veins are parallelly present, and here veins are crisscrossed are present, and even the another pattern they can get. Next we have functions of leaf. So first of all, basic function of the leaf is they prepare food for the plant, okay, and with the help of chlorophyll. Clear? What is chlorophyll? It is a green it is a pigment that gives green color to the leaf, and this is the process by which they prepare their food. So what kind of food is prepared by the leaves? So that is glucose, and further the glucose change into starch, okay, and starch is known as its extra food, right? And even they help in the process transpiration. So transpiration means a process in which water vapors are released through stomata, right? Modifications also there we have. Leaves are modified to give support. So like in the previous I made you understand about the tendrils. Tendrils help the plant to support, and even leaves are modified into spines. You can take an example of cactus, okay, it doesn't have leaves, they have modified leaves that are called as spines, and these spines do not perform the function that the other leaves have. We have flowers and fruits. So students, first of all we will understand about the structure of a flower. So let's see. So this is a picture of a flower. So look at this carefully. The first part we have pedicel, okay, and afterwards this pedicel changes into a thalamus. It's a this broad part of this thalamus, and afterwards sepals. These are sepals, and even they are known as calyx. And next we have the female part, that is known as carpel. Okay, carpel, it has three main parts. First of all, ovary, in which ovules are present, and then style, and at the last stigma. And look at this carefully. This is called stamen, okay, and this one is filament, and this is anther, and in this anther small pollen grains are present, and this colored we have, this colored part we have petals. So the last topic of this chapter we have pollination. So students, pollination is a process in which pollen grains are transferred from the anther to the stigma of either the same flower or the another flower of the same kind of plant, okay, so like wind, water, or insects. So these can be the agents that transfer pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the flower, right? So students, now check this picture carefully. First of all, so sections of some fruits. So what happens here? The ovary part, like this is ovary. This ovary part we take as our food, okay, and these ovules then further change into seeds. So with these seeds a new plant can be germinated. So students, here our chapter completes, okay, and in the next session we will continue with this back exercise, okay. Until that you need to learn more something about this chapter, okay.